Today we will be railfanning in Nelson, BC on September 1st, 1902 at 7 a.m., start of the shift. The Columbia Kootenay Railway, owned by the Canadian Pacific Railway, was headquartered in Nelson, BC and ran to Proctor, Slocan City and Robson, BC. The Spokane Falls and Northern, owned by the Great Northern Railway, also shared the facilities of the yard and the engine facility. The focus of the video will be on prototype operations in the Nelson yards in 1902. The first engine out of the yard today is engine number 52, a Class A3P 440 built in 1882. This train is going to be our work extra today, heading down to Robson. Here are our orders. We now have a clearance form, and our actual order is to run work extra 7 a.m. till 9 a.m. between Nelson and Robson. We have a hold order at the Robson East siding for number 59, and we have a temporary slow order at the Slocan sand cut and the 12-degree curve 1 mile west of Trainz. The next engine coming off the turntable is Spokane Falls and Northern number 5, a Class B11 440 built in 1890. We have a clearance form for this engine. And number 255, which is a scheduled train, must hold for up to 2 hours for transfer of passengers from SS International to Troop Junction. And we have to also hold at Troop Junction to receive clearance from the Spokane Falls and Northern dispatcher. Okay, we have Spokane Falls and Northern number 255, passenger first class, departing from the Nelson station, heading for Marcus. Okay, the next engine we have exiting is engine number 401, a Class L1 280 built in 1886. Just getting onto the turntable here at Nelson. This engine will actually lead train number 41, a scheduled first-class passenger train from Nelson to Robson. Here we are. We'll just get things turned around here. Get onto the exit track. And wait for our clearance form. Okay, we have a clearance form for engine number 401. Our orders, we are number 43 will hold at Nelson East Passing siding 441. The train must come to a full stop before crossing the Hall Street approach and departure at the City Wharf. And we also have number 52 and 79 holding for this train. And we must also hold for 2 hours at Robson for the SS Minto. And lastly, we have the temporary slow order at the Slocan sand cut. Okay, we're at the Nelson Street Wharf, or the City Wharf. We have the SS Moy, one of the steamships that will be traveling from Nelson up to Caslow. And we have train number 41. The first-class passenger that will head from Nelson down to Robson, just backing up onto the wharf. The passenger trains and the Sternwheelers had integrated schedules and would meet at the wharfs, transfer passengers, mail, baggage, and express, and then would move on their respective schedules. Next engine out is number 787. 787 is a M1, Class M1 280 built in 1899. So this is most recent power sitting on the Columbia Kootenay Railway. Number 787 will be pulling scheduled train number 79, which is a third-class freight train from Nelson to Robson. here's our clearance form coming up. Okay, we have 3 orders. We do have an order to work extra 52 will hold at Robson siding for number 79. Number 79 will hold at Robson barge for number 41. And we have the temporary slow order for the Slocan sand cut. We're at the Nelson West End Yard. We have train number 79, third-class freight train heading from Nelson to Robson, loaded with coke cars, the state cattle cars, and then we have coal cars headed for the smelters in the East Kootenays, the West Kootenays, and the Boundary region. And we have some more coke cars. We have some more coal cars on the flats with the stakes, and the last 2 cars are actually bottom dump gondolas heading for the trail engine facility. Okay, the next engine off the turntable is Spokane Falls and Northern engine number 11, a Class E12 built in 1897. This one will pull the train from Nelson to Marcus, the freight train from Nelson to Marcus. And we have a clearance form for engine number 11. And our train order allows SFN engine number 11 to run extra east from Nelson to Troop Junction. And we have to stop fully at Troop Junction and receive a train order and clearance form from the SFN dispatcher to go the rest of the route. Okay, we have Spokane Falls and Northern extra number 11 passing the RIP track at the east end of the Nelson yards. This is a extra freight train that will head from Nelson to Troop Junction on C&KR tracks. At Troop Junction, it will get clearance from the Spokane Falls and Northern dispatcher, and it will continue its way down to Marcus, Washington. Okay, next train up is engine number 404. 404 is an L1 280 built in 1886. Number 404 will be pulling the freight train from Nelson to Slocan City. Okay, we have our clearance form and order. Engine 404 will run extra west from Nelson to Slocan City. We have to hold at Slocan City for engine scheduled train number 43. And we have a temporary slow order, as usual, on the Slocan sand cut. We also have a temporary slow order on the Slocan Lake branch, not exceeding 10 miles per hour at Slocan 5-mile sand cut and the 19-mile gumbo cut. We have train number 404 extra west heading from Nelson Yards, the west end, towards Slocan City. This train will do switching along the way, and then we'll put the train on the barge at Slocan City. Okay, off the turntable next we have engine number 720, a Class M1 built in 1899. Engine 720 will be pulling the freight train from Nelson to Proctor. Clearance form, and our train order, we will run extra east from Nelson to Proctor with no scheduled holds and no temporary slow orders. Okay, we have extra number 720 east, the freight train heading from Nelson to the Proctor barge slip. This train will be carrying empties primarily, heading to Proctor, which will then head to the East Kootenays. The first few cars we have actually are empty ore cars, box cars that carry ore sacks that will be heading back to the mines in Kimberley and Moy. Following the empties. We have empty stock cars that carry the coke with the smelters. And after the stock cars, we have empty coal cars, flats with stakes and boarding. And we have a couple bottom dump coal cars also in the consist. A fairly long train, but it's totally level from Nelson to Proctor as we're following the edge of Kootenay Lake all the way. So a 280 pulling a number of empty cars has no problem with the weight of this train. Next engine up, we have engine number 402, a Class L1 280 built in 1886. 402 will be pulling second class passenger train number 43 from Nelson to Slocan City today. Clearance form, and we have a hold order at the Nelson East passing siding to hold for number 41. We also have we must come to a full stop at the Nelson City Wharf crossing. We also will be passing into Slocan City, so numbers 404 and 52 will be holding for us. And we have a temporary, we also have to hold at Slocan City for the SS Slocan for up to 2 hours. And we have a temporary slow order at the Slocan Sand Cut and a temporary slow order at the 5 Mile Slocan Sand Cut. Okay, we're back on the Nelson Hall Street City Wharf. And what we have is the train number 43, the second class passenger train that will be heading to Slocan City, backing onto the wharf, and it's meeting the SS International, which is a Great Northern steamer, which is just pulling in and coming from Caslow and Troop Junction. Again, passengers, mail, and baggage will be exchanged between the steamer and the train, and then they'll both head off to their separate directions or destinations. Here we have the SS Moy, the CPR steamer, and the SS International, the Great Northern steamer, passing each other just outside of Nelson. The Moy is heading up to Caslow, and the International is just coming from Caslow.